Good evening, all. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your metal market wrap-up. And I got a smile on my face. Good news, and it's breaking news right now. Maybe we should go to that before anything else. Word is breaking on a number of the news sources that the U.S. port strike has been suspended. It's going to be suspended at this round until January 15th. Supposedly, the union and the employers have agreed on the wage issue, and they weren't far apart. They were maybe 11 percentage points far apart. What's not known is the idea of technology, how much is going to be allowed in, how do you protect jobs, and is there going to be more money for maybe health care, is there going to be more money for pensions? But the important thing, and I want to praise the union, all right? You don't break the back of America. They talk tough. They acted tough, and I appreciate that. But I really appreciate that they came off strike and America gets back to normal. Work this out, boys. You had 6 years to do it. Now you got 2 months, 3 months, and get it done. In the U.S. September non-farm payroll data, well, we get that tomorrow. Non-farm data, they're looking for 143 compared to 142. Those are strong numbers. Remember, we went down to 96,000 there for 1 month. Now we came back up 50% from that. It looks like we're going to be able to hold that other 50 if that's how it comes out. The jobless rate expected flat at 4.2. These are historical lows. I know they're up about 7/10 off the low, but that's still a great number at 4.2. And average hourly earnings expected to increase about 3/10. So how do you think the market's reacting? Not big. So what it tells me is one of two things. Either I've got the wrong news, and so do the news wires I'm watching, which I don't believe is the case, or the market really thought that was going to happen anyways, and it's more of a yawn. They got it done. It's a political deal in part because the unions are typically with the Democrats. They don't want to hurt Kamala's chance, and a prolonged strike, prices going up right in front of the election can't help the union's causes. I get it. That's why it's called politics, but I thank you, union. You did the right thing. In the metal markets, a little bit of a correction. Now, everything right now is about the retaliation that we might see from Israel on Iran. What kind? All you need to do is pick up any of the news wires. AP, go to Reuters, go to Bloomberg, go to CNN, and you see that the Biden administration is seriously pushing Israel. Don't go after the nuclear facilities. I don't know why, but that's what they're pushing on that. Number two, I don't know if Israel has the arms to do that and get that far down where these things are built. So if they're telling them that they can go, and that's what it sounds like, I mean, everything you read is go after oil, then who's going to protect the Strait of Hormuz? And this is why probably there's joint discussions and nothing has happened. That would probably come down to the U.S., the U.K., and France to patrol the waters, because what would happen is if you take out the oil ability of shipping out of ports, and let's assume some of the refineries or a refinery, and you do a lot of damage, you're going to cut off the income that Iran has. That works for everybody. OPEC gets to produce more oil. That's exactly what they wanted. Even though Iran is an OPEC member, they'll make up the difference as best as they can. I don't think they can make it all up. You know, what's realistic? Can you get out of OPEC instantly another 500,000 barrels a day? Probably. Okay, I think Kuwait and the Saudis can do that. U.S. could probably get a little more. I don't know how much more. But what about all the cheaters, okay? Could they produce even more? And you've got a lot of them, and Libyan oil's coming back on. So if the opportunity's there, and, you know, that's what markets look at, that's what you look for. Now, that's not sitting well, though, that analogy that I'm making, that strategy that I'm giving you, because people think that if it's hit and they take those out, you could be back to $90 to $100 a barrel in Brent oil, and I accept that. The bonds and notes, well, are they going to start getting a bid in terms of maybe a war premium? If they get that, why is gold dropping tonight? And those are the things. So it is a confusing market. If you think this is easy, God bless you, and you got it, and you should teach other people. In the gold, remember I told you we're moving into what we'll call a wedge, or a triangle is a better word. You don't see it. Look at how you're moving there. Look at how you're moving up here. As you get into the apex of the triangle, that's the right word, it has to break out one way or the other. So that seems to be where we're trying to head. The pattern is bullish as you have higher lows and higher high. No, what you have is a stall. You have higher lows, but you have from here down to here now, the two apexes at those tops, lower highs. So this makes up that we're in that triangle pattern and we're waiting to see which way we break out. If it's to the downside right now, well, then maybe you get to the 2641 level where we'll see how the buying shows up. That number, what does the break go over here is what I'd want to know. So as I step over, and we should do this together, take a look, we'll come there, here we go. All right, that low is 2646.20. So if you get there tomorrow, what happens is you do break the uptrend. You then have lower highs, lower lows, a downtrend into the 18-day average. The market had ridden the upper Bollinger Band with that gorilla glue trade, but it all unraveled when you lost the bullish embedded reading, and that often means that before you get to the highest high you just made, the market tries to get back to the 18-day average of closes. Could it meander here another day or so? It could. Who says that tomorrow is when Israel's going to strike, or next week? I don't know. My guess is they're going to do it before the end of the New Year holiday, Yom Kippur. I believe that they're going to get something going between now and that time, and that's right around the corner. So I would keep my eyes on everything. When we look at the gold-silver ratio, well, as long as you stay under the 18-day average, the lower these numbers go, it means the silver's stronger than gold, as this represents how many ounces of silver to get 1 ounce of gold. The smaller the number means silver's better in price. When we look at the silver market, you're correcting an overbought condition. In order to be out of the correction, both numbers have to be out of the 70 range. You're not there yet, so the correction is still going on. You lost the bullish reading. The market says to you it's really bullish if prices take out this high before it hits the 18-day average. But if the market should just start breaking down, I expect to see solid buying attempts at that 3141, but I'd want to see in the process of it how it does it. But that probably gets both numbers here away from being in the 70s. Remember, that's 80 cents away from where you're at right now. In the copper market, you're in a correction mode. The market had gone up and peaked. Now you've got the lower highs, lower lows. Correction mode doesn't mean you're bearish. This is the market backing off. Support, as I see it, is between the 18 and the 100-day average of closes. That's where I'm expecting the market to find support from those that are selling this market here, probably trying to cover shorts and maybe some new buying at that level. Platinum continues to fight the battle at the green line, the 100-day average to the 18-day average. Look for the resistance all the way up here at 1028.60. This market had been overbought. Both numbers are now out of the 70s. So the market is finding, I think, buying support here. The market would be in trouble should you take out this low right over there, and you can look that one up. In the dollar, well, you've gone from the lower band to the upper band, and you've gotten overbought. Now, we know what the dollar's coming up on. I doubt that it's our fundamentals at this point. I think it's the safe haven ideas. Hey, what do I want to own if Israel punches at Iran? How serious of a punch might they do? Is this the opportunity with Hamas and Hezbollah in disarray for Israel to make the attack? You can't argue that that isn't the case. That is the case at this point in time. But if Hezbollah really had over 100 to 200,000 missiles ready to go, how many did Israel really take out? I mean, if there's 50,000 left, that's a pretty big barrage. So this is all being thought out right now. What's the best way to go? You may want to go one way, but you have the military put up the other. But that's behind, I think, part of that. So as we're looking at the markets, the gray shows you the last prices as to where they're at. And, that's how I like to look at these, see what they're doing and how they're responding to this. And right now, I think the market's doing more of that than anything else. But this is a great time for you to get our information. If you go to IraEpstein.com, and on the top left, you'll see free offers through there. what happens is you look at them, there'll be a page like this that when you get onto it, and in that page you're going to see select this free offer, and there's maybe, I'm going to count them, maybe there's 14, 15 offers. We'll probably add some to it as we get into the new year. It's probably time for me to do that, and that'd be great. But I'm working tomorrow. Besides this, I'm doing special reports. I want the U.S. jobs report to get out of the way. Then I'm going to do another special video report. I'm looking at a stock for the ETFs that I'm seriously considering in China, an ETF. We'll talk about it, how that goes. But to get these free offers, just go to iraepstein.com, free offers. When you click, it's like a cart that you put together. At the bottom of the page, you put in your name, email address, and we'll get everything out to you. You can also move your cursor at any point up here. You'll see an icon, give that a click, and away you go. And again, anyone can call us, and my staff will talk to you and take care of it right on the phone. I'm Ira. You have yourself a very good evening. I'll catch up with everybody tomorrow as we do the weekend edition with weekly charts in the market wrap-up. Take care.